Now to Somalia, where the terror group Al-Shabaab is downplaying a US drone strike. It is disputing US accounts that 150 fighters were killed. The Pentagon says Al-Shabaab was ready to launch a large-scale attack. Robyn Krel joins us now from neighbouring Kenya with more on this. Robyn, what is this terrorist group saying?
Well, Al-Shabaab spokesman has told Reuters news agency, Lynda, that these numbers are an exaggeration and that there's no way Al-Shabaab would ever have that number of fighters in one place at one time. 150, a very, very high number. We've never really seen the sort of drone strike or manned aircraft strike from anywhere, much less the United States, in Somalia in recent years. And this is a very high number. So they're saying that the Al-Shabaab is fully aware that there are planes in the skies that target Al-Shabaab and its leadership. They have killed a number of Al-Shabaab leaders, including their #1 person who was killed last year, Ahmed Godani. He's since been replaced. So they do know about these drones in the sky, they say. However, what we're also hearing, Lynda, is that this could have just been Al-Shabaab becoming too confident, and that is why they could have had this number of fighters out and training out in the open like it was.
And Robyn, the US said it carried out this raid because of an imminent large-scale attack. Any word on what that attack may have involved?
Not at this stage. We don't know anything more than this attack was aimed at US forces, said a US general, as well as African Union troops. African Union troops are battling Al-Shabaab alongside the Somali National Government Forces, Somali National Army. And we do understand that the SNA, the Somali National Army, were also involved in intelligence gathering ahead of this strike, and that US forces were also watching this camp, the Rasso camp, where these Al-Shabaab fighters were holed up and being trained into some kind of battle that was going to occur, US forces say, imminently in Somalia. We're not exactly sure of what that could be, but we do know that Al-Shabaab has had a tremendous number of successes lately, and this strike and the number of fighters killed, if this is proven, that will mean that Al-Shabaab will be set back quite significantly.
And so, Robyn, what has been the reaction to this airstrike in the region, and as civilians, especially in Somalia, hoping that the US will play a bigger role going forward in the fight against this terrorist group?
Well, this news was welcomed by the Somali government. Last night, they said they welcomed the annihilation of Al-Shabaab, and they thanked the United States for a strike of this nature. Al-Shabaab has been terrorizing both civilians and military targets for the last 6 months. I mean, the group goes back much longer than that, but they've really stepped up their key campaign, targeting a number of civilian sites recently with very bloody death tolls, as well as a number of African Union bases. In terms of whether people hope that the United States becomes more involved in Somalia, the United States obviously treats Somalia with kid gloves because of the Black Hawk Down episode in the 90s. So they were even very loath to mention that they had boots on the ground in Somalia at all, and they only recently did this. However, we do know that there are a lot of Somali Americans, some of whom have even returned back to Somalia. So that news that the US could be becoming more involved would likely be welcomed by the Somali diaspora, at least.
Okay, Robyn Krel in Nairobi, Kenya. Thank you very much.